Chamber have made excellent strides in reducing their waste output, with ongoing targets monitored, including commitments to eliminate all single-use plastics by the end of 2020. Hi, Richard. How are you?
Good. I'm great. Thank you.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you a few things because obviously you're an advocate for sustainability in food in Hong Kong. How important is it for food businesses in Hong Kong to think about sustainability?
Well, look around you today where we are with COVID, climate change. It's critical. The clock is ticking, so I think nobody is actually expected not to do anything. So it's a mandatory expectation, in my opinion, of any business to look further beyond the corporate responsibility to do the right thing in operating their business responsibly.
So really there shouldn't be a choice. You really should be...
It should be part of your business model today. And I think that too many businesses are waiting for government restrictions to be imposed. And I think it's, that in general in some countries that it's a little bit slower. So I think that we as businesses, particularly in Hong Kong, we have to lead the path and to make sure that we raise the awareness of the issue and to ensure that we're doing the right thing.
Tell me how Food Made Good, your relationship with Food Made Good has improved your business, or talk about that.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, for us 15 years ago when we started Landmark, it was already an integral part of our business. There was a lot of things that we were doing ongoing. So we were always identifying areas where we felt we could be better citizens, we could be better and more responsible operators. So for us, it was really finding a partner to legitimize our efforts and to have an independent audit take place within our business to sort of assess what we were doing right and wrong, where we could improve. And to be quite frankly, there is areas that we will need to do better moving forward. Actually, Heidi told me that I was the first and only person ever in Food Made Good that wanted to have a meeting after receiving the audit to analyze everything to understand how we could improve our business. So that's how serious I'm taking it and how we are taking it, is that we really want to learn from this process of the audit and to take it then to a next level, to see where we can improve. We do not say that everything we're doing is perfect. There's areas for improvement. And that's what we want to focus on this year in making sure that we close the gaps in some of the areas.
What advice do you have for food businesses who want to become more sustainable?
Yeah, to be quite frankly, it's a very daunting process, to go into. You do not know where to start. There's so many things that people tell you or what you read about. So it can be daunting. I think associating yourself with Food Made Good actually helps you. There's a lot of toolkits that I did not have to my disposal when we started to be more sensitive to some of the issues. So that really helps you to identify where to prioritize. And I recommend really to enter Food Made Good. It's a very insignificant amount of money that you need to spend on getting probably the best advice you can get.
And the only one in Hong Kong.
And the only one in Hong Kong. Of course, there's many consultants in Hong Kong, and they're extremely expensive. So it's a relatively inexpensive tool. On top of that, there's a platform of Food Made Good. It's a sort of the Facebook of Food Made Good, as we call it, where basically you can raise your finger, you can raise a question, you can ask, listen, I want to find a solution for my vacuum bag, and there's always somebody in that group of contacts that you have that say, listen, try this is a great solution. So it offers you a lot of insights that otherwise is very hard to find probably. Yeah.
Finally, what initiatives do you have for 2021 in regards to sustainability? And what are you prioritizing?
Well, our big thing really is about social inclusion. That's our big focus. There's a lot of groups in Hong Kong that are isolated and need help and support. And our big aim this year is to work on that and see how can we reach to these groups of people and make them part of our business and offer them employment, advice, support. So that for us is a big one. We have made huge progress last year, and that's why I think hence the award on waste management. So we've done very well. Another big thing for us is really about ethical source protein, and that's always been high on my agenda, particularly seafood. I'm very passionate about seafood, a lot of talking about sustainable seafood non-stop, but also to look into what kind of egg you use, so cage-free eggs, looking into the proteins that we use. We all want to work with specific, farmers and so on, but really looking further than that. So what are the methods that these farmers are employing? Are they using growth hormones? Are they using antibiotics? Are they raising their animals roaming free? So this is what we're looking at now in the bigger picture. This is our big next step. So ethical source proteins.
Really kind of educating yourself on every step.
Educating is the word, because we're still learning, to be quite frank, and that is the wonderful thing. It's not only about making a great dish, but also that when you make that dish, and you know that every element in that dish. So if you use a piece of pork, that you know that pork has been raised to the highest standards possible, that has been fed the right fat, it has been free roaming, it has not been fed antibiotics, it has not been fed any growth hormones, and so forth. And for us, really also is about continue to push the status quo of how people perceive garnish with a piece of meat, is trying to push the vegetable to the forefront and the animal protein to the background.
Right.
Because I do believe that the animal kingdom is interesting, but I believe that the plant kingdom is way more interesting in texture, in color, in shape. So I think that is where we will find incredible creativity.
Great, I love that. Thank you, Richard.
My pleasure. Thank you.